People freely choose to believe, but God chooses those who will believe. Here's the tension. Ready? I'm going to teach you a theological tension, but it's not a theological contradiction. Tensions are not contradictions. Tensions are things just not worked out with what the knowledge we have now is. We will get knowledge later. When you're dead, you're going to go, oh, I see how that works now. But right now, we're really dumb, and so we don't know how everything works out. However, God makes it very clear that this is true. God chooses people to be saved. God preordains people. And here's the reason I believe that's true, is because it's legitimately possible then, the possibility exists in theory that no one, if it was up to people, would ever come to Jesus. It's possible in theory that no one would ever choose Jesus. I don't want to choose Jesus. Literally, you could have billions of people that could go, I don't want to. So what God does to guarantee the work of Jesus is he chooses people that will come. However, the invitation is open to all. Everybody's open to come into the family. Come on in. Everybody come. But in the theological reality, God has made sure he's guaranteed the work of Jesus by making sure people come. Let me give you this illustration that might help. You're here because mom and dad got together at some point. They were more than friends, okay? I know it hurts your brain to think about that, but I want you to think about this. You're like, ready? I'm going to walk you through something because it deals with this exact thing. And I've never heard this before, but it made sense to me when I read this passage. There are genius people that love Jesus who struggle with this passage, but I don't believe it needs to be a struggle because it's this reality. Let's just say everyone in the world said right now, you know what, we're not going to have any more sexual intercourse. No one in the world, women don't want to have babies, they don't want to have sex anymore. Men are like, I just want to work the rest of my life, I don't want to have sex anymore. Which, so this, like I said, this is the land of theory, okay? This isn't reality, this is the land of theory. Here's my point. The point is that is it possible if everybody stopped having sexual intercourse, because it's a choice to have sexual intercourse, there aren't babies made out of nowhere land. They're made because humans choose to do that, okay? If everybody decided we're not going to do anything anymore, hey, there's a bunch of history in Revelation that says there's people that are going to be born that God's guaranteed it. In Revelation, there's stuff that hasn't happened yet, but there's people that are supposed to be there. But could it be possible, is it in the land of theory, that everyone said we're not going to have any more babies? Absolutely. People could say, no, God doesn't force people to have babies. People choose to have babies. People choose to have intercourse to make children possible. So here's my point. Even in the procreation of people, the interplay between humans choosing to make babies possible and babies actually coming into the world, which is done by God, there's an interplay between human choice and God's omnipotence and will. And people still don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, listen to me. Do you kind of understand in principle? So babies come about, I don't have to go into 101 with you, but babies come about when a man and a woman get together ideally of their own free will. But babies come about based on God's desire for humanity. You participate in creating babies, but you don't make the baby. God creates the child. Everybody with me? That's God's prerogative to make the baby. But you get to choose whether you're going to have intercourse or not. You don't have to. Everyone in the world could say, we're done. And humanity would die in 80 years. 80 years, the whole world would be dead once the babies are dead that are here right now. So in reality, could humans stop the sovereignty of God? In a way, yes, in the land of theory, but in the land of reality, men are like, oh no. Oh no, that's not going to happen. We're at least going to practice, even if those babies don't come around. So understand, is there human free will in making babies? Absolutely. But do babies come about because humans do anything? No, God does it. So there's human free will and there's God's choosing about who's born. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so here we go. Jesus makes orphaned enemies loved family members. So here's the word picture in the Bible. You are not an orphan of God that just really wants a home. You know what the word picture in the Bible is? You are an orphan that hates God. You're the kid out on the street selling your body to try to have a meal, and you're living under a bridge, and dad, a loving, rich guy comes by and he goes, I'd love to have you be part of my family. You're not the, oh, yay, dad, I'm glad you're here. You're like, screw you. And you spit in his face, go, I don't want to be part of your family. Why don't you get out of here? Get back in your Benz and go home. I'd rather live on the streets selling my body. I'd rather scrounge for food out of a dumpster. The picture here is that you're not just an orphan that goes, man, I wish I had a home. You're an orphan that goes, I love it on the street. I hope you die. I'd rather have you dead than be part of your family. And you know what the beautiful part is? That dad, God, keeps pursuing you. He keeps coming after you. He comes under the bridge and goes, man, I really want you to be part of my family. Come on, be part of my family. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I like it here. Dude, you're dying of AIDS on the street. You haven't eaten. You're malnourished. You got things in your skin that are breaking up. Man, you need medical care. Get out of here, man. I don't need you. We aren't just orphans. We're orphans that hate God because we want to run our own lives. We know once we come to God, man, we're going to have to give up autonomy of our lives, and we hate that. We'd rather die running our own life than have the goodness of God. That's the biblical picture. That's why many of us have not come to Jesus, because we're like, I don't really want to give up control of my life. But once we come to know Christ, man, God takes us in as family. And we finally find the family we've always wanted. And we get all the benefits of being in the family. Let me give you an illustration from my own life. Our family was a foster family. So if any of you have been through the foster system in our country, we were one of the families that you would have come through. We were a super stable, loving family that people that had a tough family reality, they came through our house. At one point, when I was about 14, 15, we had two sisters that came through. One of them was 14, one of them was 16. And my parents decided, with me, they asked the family, me and my other two sisters, our natural children, would you like these two sisters to become part of our family? And we're like, yeah. And so my dad asked both of those sisters to become part of our family. Both come be part of our family. And the 16-year-old said, I would love to become part of this family. Dad was an alcoholic, ended up in prison. Mom had died earlier when she was younger. She was the mom of the family. She took care of her sister her whole life. And she's like, man, I would love a real family. And the younger sister said, nope, I don't want to be in this family. I want to do my own thing. I don't want rules. I don't want somebody telling me what I have to do. I want to be where I want to be and go where I want to go. And so literally in my family, I have this illustration where it was open to both of them. It was a legitimate offer, and one goes, I want to come. I want to get in this family. And one said, forget that. And she had been in our family. She had seen what our family was like. She goes, I'd rather live my own life. I don't want any dad or anybody telling me what to do. And literally, we have pictures. I remember one picture we have where our sister, who I just talked to this week, she's in our family, is standing there with us at the adoption, right by the judge. And guess what? The other sister's not even in the picture. And to this day, I haven't talked to that other sister in 35 years. She's not part of our family. She doesn't contact us. We don't contact her. She's not part of our family. But the other sister, who had the exact same offer, has been in our family for the last 40 years. Has been in my parents' house a couple weeks ago, taking care of my mom, and she's been in tough straits. She's literally part of our family. So my point to you being, the tension you hear here of God choosing, but it's a legitimate choice, it's both and, not either or. It's a legitimate choice, and you get to choose if you're going to come. And the tension here is that God already knew you were going to come and already chose you. We don't know how those tensions work, but they're both true.